Hey guys, what's up? My name's Theo. I play middle linebacker for the Hilversum Hurricanes. That is in the Netherlands. I live in Amsterdam. I live in Europe. I play Euroball. Many years ago I moved here, so I've been with the Hurricanes for 4 seasons, going into my 5th season in September when practices start back up. We are currently in our off season. So I'm basically spending a lot more time in the gym, especially since that's one of the few places that has air conditioning here. So yeah, that's what I'm probably going to be doing later today. It's going to be overtly hot, and that's why I'm recording now, early in the morning. So how the summer videos are going to go is the Friday videos like this one are always going to be set football content. It may be out doing something, it may be talking about a Tulip Bowl or a game. We do have some news, and that's what I do is I answer comments from previous football videos that I've had, and I bring up news. There's going to be a large comment that came in a couple days ago, and I always will write back. I don't just wait until I answer here, but this is a verbal acknowledgement of your comment, and so you can see facial features? I don't know. And then news about upcoming games. We still have a couple games left for the rest of the teams in the league, but I think the Super Bowl of the Netherlands, the Tulip Bowl, is on the 3rd of July. So yeah, that would make sense to have perhaps the first division game this weekend and then the Eredivisie next weekend. But anyways, Lucas plays games. Hey there, what's your position? That's on the last game of the season plus after season barbecue. It's from June 6th. I said inside linebacker. Typically Mike, since we run a 4-3 here in Europe, as I have no idea, Lucas plays games. The way that's named, it could be some teenager in America. To be fair, they play flag, and they live in Almere. I still play flag at Flavo Phantoms, which is fine. Flavo is one of the 2 teams that had to forfeit the entire season because they weren't having enough players for their tackle team, but flag's a lot easier to play. To be fair, many Europeans are still not many here actually play rugby either, so it's not like they're averse of American football. They don't think about being that contacty in sports. Ice hockey, rugby, American football, not very big sports around here, and that's just what they do. However, it's not a monoculture. There are people that absolutely just love doing it. They love kickboxing, they love the ice hockey, they love all this stuff. So they get drawn to these sports. Like football is kind of one of those. It's much more of a mental sport, and it is physical exercise. But, and it does come with its injuries. I've known lots of people who have torn ACLs in flag football. You don't really break a collarbone in flag football. You can, but it's a lot easier to, twist an ankle, tear an ACL, all that jazz. So, and I said, yeah, we played them back in 2021, and then they forfeited the entire season because they were running out of players. It kind of happened over our winter break. So that's kind of when it seemed like a lot of teams were going really strong, and then a quarter of their player base, which was already not very big to begin with, pulled back. And not many teams have cities large enough to be able to recruit that many that fast, unlike Amsterdam or Rotterdam. Or even Arnhem to an extent. Hilversum, most half our players come from outside of Hilversum. Like Utrecht, places near the coast. Amsterdam, I know of 4 people that come from Amsterdam. So someone commented, hi, and I said hello. That's on first football practice. It's almost a year ago, over a year ago. It was May 10th. HTS on the original football uniform suit up says dad bod. Unlike the session boys have with other men's bodies is unreal. Geluk pride, jongen. Because I've been in a sassy mood. Leads well into the next comment. Dr. Monis, I'm not sure exactly who this is. First time I think of them commenting. Says, bro, I'm gay and I play center. I don't know what to think. It took me a bit to actually respond to this one because I have had comments much more private or on my Instagram that have led into conversations I don't want to be talking about. But some people in this world think that because I'm a gay football player, I immediately will engage in certain types of conversations. And I'm like, can you not? So I just responded, just do your job. What's there to think about? Snap the ball, block the nose tackle. There's definitely more. I'm not saying that O-line has a really simple job. I mean, specifically center. But I mean, center, as I've seen from many people in the Netherlands, just because you can block a nose tackle doesn't mean you can snap a ball. And just because you can snap a ball doesn't mean you can block a nose tackle. I'm a middle linebacker. Sometimes someone's really good at snapping the ball, but they haven't had a lot of linemen at practice. So the person's really good at snapping the ball, but when it comes down to actually blocking, it's not great. I'm not saying I'm the best middle linebacker in the Netherlands, but I probably should be getting through an A gap that easily as often as I do. He says, yeah, but I don't know, I'm gay, but I play one of the most straightest sports. He's commenting on a video from last Sunday. He says, mess that schedule up where I didn't go to the youth game because I lost all sense of what day was what. And it was like 11:10 when our medic was updating the chat about their score of the youth team. And I was like, oh shit, that's the day. But he does agree with me that he gets way more hate from the gays. That's something. And I'm like, well, I'm a middle linebacker in American football. One isn't expected to be weak and stuff. You're just fine how you are. The gays can have their little drama llama parties. And that's what that is. Being gay in this sport in America is tough. Probably even in Canada to an extent. I'm not sure about other countries. I know some are a bit more patriarchal or toxic masculinity than others. But even if the society is that way, the sport is so niche to begin with that, you know, if you're willing to stick around getting hit and banged up and come back after massive broken bones, and only until many doctors have told you if you play any sport again, you will probably die, then they quit football. It doesn't matter who they live with, how they're married, what tax reductions they get for being married to whom and what now. You know, and that's what he says, I don't know what to do. Football's a choice of exercise, and you have responsibilities. It's like a job. You know, who you have dinner with, you know, it's like going to work. Someone can live on their own. Someone can have a girlfriend and live with like a bunch of plants and 9 pillows on each side of the bed, and another person can live with their parents. And they all be like in their early 20s in the United States, and they all work at a warehouse. What does the home situation have anything to do with how well a person performs their job? Other than perhaps that maybe the person living at home eats a little better. So overall has a bit more strength. And isn't like tired all the time and whatnot. You know, maybe after work activities is much more available to the guy who's single. But the one that's married with a bunch of pillows on his bed to a girl, she also has a job, so they have more money to do things. Just because that's there doesn't mean doing your stuff. Being gay doesn't affect my ability to bleach. Being kind of overweight and a little out of shape affects my ability to bleach. Having a bum shoulder with partially torn tendons prevents me from reaching up fast to block a ball. So the ball, I tip the ball rather than bat it down. No bearing on technically who's filming my games. If you watch for a long time, you know what I mean. You know, football is a job, and if what people do in their home life is affecting how you perceive them at their job, I would say you don't have to get paid for this to think of it as a job. It's called a work ethic and social stuff. Like Seattle Mariners. Everybody goes up to bat to an extent. I don't know that much about baseball, but I know that like everybody bats. everybody has their specific position in the field, and maybe the pitcher never bats, and the catcher may never bat, but most people on the team will bat, and it doesn't really matter who's gay and who's not. And suddenly, if their center fielder came out of the closet, but then the next season continued to still be dominant in the center field and a great batter, doesn't really matter. But people on my YouTube channel think they have such weird ideas, and they come in the comments. And this kind of leads into the next one. Someone named Brian Williams a day ago. He's probably so happy when it's to run plays at practice. It's on a uniform suit-up I did, like in 2016, because I was trying to milk the algorithm at the time for views and money. Me, as a starting middle linebacker in the Netherlands, yeah, I love run plays. That's what I commented. But you can tell by the way the comment was worded, that there's, oh look, he's out of shape. He's got a little belly. He only runs plays at practice. He doesn't actually really play the game. He's not a real player. He's not a real man. Heard it all my life playing this. I've heard it the entire time I've been playing this sport. Less so much in the Netherlands than I did in the States. The States is almost beyond redemption when it comes down to the masculinity issues. Alright, moving on to news. Let's just go to the AFBN's website. As I said last Friday, the BNL was done and over with, and yeah, the Crusaders won. To be fair, we did not win. We were not contending for that league anyways. Like, we played in it, but we were having our own internal issues of players getting injured and falling off in the season because they were being overworked and stuff. And like one injury led to more pain pills, led to an actual injury that took you out. But now the Tulip Bowl is going to be here in Amsterdam. Well, it's Kampioenschap Weekend is what it's called. So 2 and 3 Juli will be the Tulip Bowl 36. So Saturday, 2nd of July, the Cadets Lelystad Commanders versus Rotterdam Trojans. And then the first division of Leiden Lightning versus Utrecht Dominators. No offense to the first division, but when I knew that Utrecht and Leiden were in the first division instead of Eredivisie, I was like, guess who's going to the championship? Now we get to watch Leiden and Utrecht figure out who's going to get promoted into the Eredivisie, because that's how the system works. They both moved down because of varying player shortages or whatnot. And I don't really fault Utrecht for doing it. They've been kind of being stomped in the Eredivisie and then all of a sudden they go down in a division and they are stomping, because that's the distance. It's not like Eredivisie first division, it's Eredivisie first division, and we have a few teams in the middle that aren't on the lower end of this, but on the high end of that one. There's technically, I've said it before, there's like 3 levels. And this is Eredivisie, so you've got people that are just starting on the sport and just starting. And then you have the high-end teams that have been running for a while but aren't fully skilled. And then you have the fully skilled players like this, like the Hurricane. We are in the Eredivisie. We contend in the Eredivisie. But there are a few that are not down, like, Lelystad, Hurricanes, Arnhem, Rotterdam, and the Crusaders are like the 5 Eredivisie teams. Rotterdam has been just dominating this year, and it's always a grand to play them. I don't mind playing Rotterdam. I always like beating the Crusaders. And then Sunday, junior tackle, Amsterdam Panthers versus the Den Haag Raiders. And I think that's where our team plays. We are junior tackle. Cadets is probably the lower team, like your U15s, so your 14 or 15-year-olds, whereas your junior tackle is like 16 and 17-year-olds. And then once you're 18, you're in seniors. And then the actual Tulip Bowl will be Amsterdam Crusaders versus the Trojans. And to be fair, I just want the Crusaders to lose all the time. They are my Netherlands New England Patriots. The Crusaders lost, cool, yay. But that's red versus blue, I guess. But anyways, that's what's happening in 2 weeks. So this weekend, I'm probably not going to do a football video. I'm just going to do regular vlog stuff. And I will chat with you guys later. I'm going to probably head off to the gym before it gets up to 30 today, before the thunderstorms come in. All right.